Are y'all ready for some girl chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
Please say hello to our guest co-host. She's an actress, singer, television personality, and author. Give it up for Miss Kelly Osbourne. Miss Kelly, are you ready?
Oh, you
are you ready
fun.
for some girl chat?
My favorite part of the day, girl chat? Yes.
Well, first up, Kelly, if you guys didn't see the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion finale, Clutch of Pearls, yo, it was explosive. Everyone was shocked when it turns out that Phaedra was behind the rumor that Candy and her husband, Todd, wanted to drug fellow castmate Portia to take advantage of her. Yes, soak it in. If you didn't see the drama, take a look.
Y'all accuse me of being a rapist. That is crazy. Why would you even repeat that? You as an attorney, why would you do that? Oh my God. I can't get away from y'all.
Wait.
Because really, I couldn't get away from y'all. See, this is the type of I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. See?
I know.
So now I'm the dang villain.
That was intense. Oh my God.
Very few times I'm speechless.
We all are. America is. Phaedra said during the reunion regarding the rumor, quote, I repeated it because I heard it. However, she gave a tearful apology saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have repeated it. Well, due to all this, it was reported shortly after the reunion that Phaedra has been fired from Housewives. Wow. So, ladies, do you think honesty is always the best policy, even if it messes with your livelihood?
I just got a problem with these reality shows because they not reality, y'all, okay? They have these women going up against each other, trying to come up with storylines. All of those women have been on this show. I don't know Phaedra to be that type of person.
That's what I was thinking because I actually met her on a plane and she was the nicest human being. She had her 2 little sons with her and they were so well behaved. So I just can't put those 2 together.
See, I was thinking about this too, but then I realized from my female friends who are lawyers, they are innately trained by themselves to be in a constant state of argument. No matter what you're saying to them, they're not actually listening to you or hearing what you're saying. They're thinking about how they can still defend themselves. And it's a natural instinct that happens. And you can see in her face, like, she's got a full-blown lawyer's face. She's like, okay, what do I say here? Am I screwed? Am I going to get fired? Or am I going to actually, like, go for this girl?
So
it's something that... But what was said to me, which I don't understand the most in all of this, is how smart, educated women could do something so ugly. And as a lawyer... She really should know better.
I think there's a life lesson to be learned here.
What is it?
The life lesson, folks, is if it isn't about you and you weren't there and you don't know the facts, maybe don't say anything. And I'm sorry, but don't lie. There's a lot of things you could say about me. You could say I'm loud. You could say I'm ghetto. You could say
Keep going.
the worst things about me. I dress tacky. I wear too much makeup. I'm hoochie. Whatever it is, you could say what you want, but I'm not a liar. At some point, when you lie, you establish yourself where no one believes you anymore.
Yes, of course.
And that's the worst thing to ever be known for, is to be known as a liar. Okay, now when I listen to what you're saying and I bring it back to the question of, is honesty always right, even if it means it costs you your livelihood? What I would have to say is, an honest enemy is better to me than a friend who lies. Woo! Okay? Preach. And here's why I'm saying this. I'm at the end of the day, because we weren't there, we don't know if this is the truth or if Phaedra just decided to get caught up in something that she had personal feelings, made up something. I don't know. But all I know is I can't really, I'm not going to give a person who would make up a lie like that props, because guess what? I know liars, I've been lied to, and I've also come up with lies. And if you are a liar, you know that that is a full-time freaking job. It wears you out. It's so bad that when we say on this show all the time that what's in the dark will come to light. It's because, yo, you wear yourself out trying to keep up all the details to keep up that lie. So Phaedra, at one point, she popped. Because that stuff was keeping her up at night. She had to lie and keep up the details. She had to keep up the story over here and stroke it over there. So at some point she was like, boom, it came out.
Right.
It got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Just so I'm clear.
Yes.
Because I am hearing two things.
Right.
I heard that she said she just repeated a rumor.
From a source.
From a source.
But we all know in Hollywood that a source isn't
But I mean,
really
we
a
don't
source.
know that. If we gonna be real, I know every single one of us have repeated a rumor. Everyone has done
hell
that.
yeah, I have.
Okay? But
I have.
did she actually admit to making up this lie, or did she admit to just passing on the rumor?
She originally said that she heard it directly from Candy. That was the original story, was she heard it directly from her. And then during the reunion, at some point, Portia turned to her and said, well, you're the one that told me that they were doing this to me. And then she said, she just actually stood there. I don't think she did or said anything.
Right, yeah.
And then at some point, it came out later in the reunion that she actually never heard it directly from Candy. So that, in the words of Maury, was a lie. Shut up.
But it's just, we're all too busy having to keep our own sides of the street clean. We don't need to be getting involved in anyone else's.
But when
I
you're involved in a show like this,
but I know what I'm saying is about them, not us. We can talk about whatever you want. You want to know anything about me? I'll tell you. But it comes down to being honest. My rule is tell the truth always. Always speak in truth and feelings. But if it's going to hurt somebody, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
Agreed.
I mean, okay.
I'm not talking about like breakups or anything.
I think we're talking about two different things. In my world, I feel like this was put on for the cameras. That's what I believe. And I believe what we're doing is we're saying, we're taking this and saying, okay, let's make a lesson out of this, never to lie. I just don't like the fact that you have African-American women on a show that are putting each other down like this. I don't like it. And I don't watch this stuff.
And I'm going to take it even further. Can I be real? Actually, on that tip, I don't want to see that in any circle of women, period. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing squabs between women. Why does it look like we can't get along? Outside of this show,
but the difference is, though, Jeannie, is that they give other women, especially white women, they give them shows. The reason why these sisters are doing what they're doing, if you want to be real about it, is because they're trying to keep that check, okay? That's why they're doing it.
And if we're really going to be real about it, for the people who have done reality shows, honestly, the reason why my sister and I stopped doing our reality show, one of the main reasons is because they wanted to turn us into that. We were not going to have any part of that drama.
Speak on it.
My sister and I are all about positivity and love, and especially for the African-American community. But this is the issue, you guys. Black people fighting like that actually rate. People watch that kind of stuff. So if you don't want to see African Americans and women or anybody fighting like that all the time,
your
don't
TV
watch it.
off.
Don't watch it. That's it. That's the reality. Whether you're black, white, Latina,
but then we
Asian,
complain
whatever.
about it, and then when we put on a show that's positive, and again, that's not to say that everything's always going to be perfect,
No.
or that every show you watch that's positive is the most entertaining thing in the world. No,
I mean, mine wasn't.
What?
The Osbournes.
And I watched
but they
it,
didn't
and I
film
loved
it
it for
the
your
way.
guys'
But y'all was a family, though. Y'all cuss each other out. That's what families do.
But you have to make it very clear, though. We didn't produce moments that create this kind
T
of
and I
drama.
we didn't want to do that either.
We had cameras in our house everywhere, 2 crews of 12 people, 24 hours a day, and sometimes up to 4 crews. Like, first couple
That
days.
was original reality.
Like, it really was. It took 6 months to film a season, not 3 weeks. So it's like, I don't know how they do it now. We'd probably still be doing it.
Production schedules now, pretty much what they do is they can shoot an entire season within 3 weeks, a few months. Versus they can't afford to have cameras, 12 people, 24 hours a day to film you. So they plan a shooting schedule and they say, this is the first setup, this is the first scene we're shooting for the day. You're then shooting a dinner scene later this evening.
Keep you up real
and then
late,
you're
so
shooting.
tired.
Correct.
And hungry and get moody
And if
angry.
you don't have
they
a
give you lots of
storyline,
alcohol.
and if you don't have a storyline, sometimes you will say something, or a producer will put something in your ear to say something. So I don't know what's, but we're talking about honesty, and that's what I understand, Jeannie, is that let's just be honest. I think that's the lesson that we're learning out of this.
Is it worth it?
Being honest?
No, I'm saying, is it worth it to keep your job? Because in the long run, it actually did not. If that is the case, for a storyline and to keep your job.
I think they did that for a storyline. So now they fire her. Now they're going to bring on some other people, and that's just
So was it worth it for her to take the bait if that was a storyline?
I don't know. It depends.
I would say
Only
no.
time
She
will
doesn't
tell
have a
now,
job
like-
now.
Well,
Well, no. Okay, yes, that's a good question, but it depends on the person. There are some people out there that just love the funk of drama. They just they
You're
love
so
it.
true.
There's people
remember in
who
my
just
book when I wrote that the sickest part I found about fame is the more awful things that happened to me and my family,
Yep.
the more famous we got.
Yep.
And I asked my mum one day, and I said to her, do people thrive off of the pain and suffering of others? And
Yes.
she said, unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
yes,
they do.
The more fighting, the more like someone's weave is about to be snatched off, somebody's going to get thrown across the room. It actually does better. But then we got to look at ourselves.
Why are we watching
We're
that?
glorifying it.
exactly.
Well, that's an honest
Yeah.
thing.
No.
Yeah.
I
Well,
agree with you.
speaking of honesty, Olympic superstar Simone Biles is currently competing on Dancing with the Stars, which is coming down to the final soon, and really spoke her mind this past Monday night. Ooh, after being repeatedly told by the judges, specifically by Carrie Ann Inaba, to show more emotion. Simone clapped back on live TV. If you didn't see it, it's the drama.
I have one more comment that I want to tell you because it's so important at this stage. Be careful that sometimes you dance like a metronome, so on the beat, you're so precisely hitting the beat. I want to see if you can play a little bit with the pulling and extending like you started to in this. Well done, though. Thank you for taking the direction.
I was waiting for you to smile at some of the compliments. You didn't.
She's being
Smiling doesn't win you gold medals.
Okay.
What'd she say? Wait a minute.
I am
What'd she say?
sorry. Smiling
She said-
doesn't win you gold medals. In gymnastics, yes, it does. Because you
Wow.
have to have character. And would she
No.
ever speak to a judge at the Olympics or the like Worlds or anything like that?
Well, Kelly, you've experienced Dancing with
Yes.
the Stars,
Yes.
so what do you think about it? You already
okay,
told us.
I got one of the worst compliments by, not compliments, disses by Bruno I've ever been given in my life. He called me beige.
What does it mean?
Beige. That's the color of, like, as they say in the Banger Sisters, the movie, the color of the walls in the DMV.
So he means you were boring.
Yes. And I'm like, that's the worst thing anyone could ever say. But it lit a fire to make me prove that I wasn't beige. And I also had the same problem with showing my emotion in my face while I was dancing because I wanted to remember the steps. But to say that someone's like a metronome is a compliment because...
But to tell her to smile.
They're almost
though.
so perfect. Yeah.
Because, but you have to embody the dance, and she's a judge for a reason. This is ballroom. This isn't gymnastics.
Right. But here's what I think. I actually don't look at all whether, I don't want to sit here judging what Carrie Ann meant, whether it was a diss or a compliment. I just love that Simone owned her truth.
Yeah.
That she was there to say, yo, I'm a gold medal winner, and I'm not really thinking about smiling. I'm just killing the game over here the way I know how.
I don't
Okay.
agree.
Maybe that's the thing. You said the way she knows how. She comes from the gymnastics world.
Yeah,
I'm
do you
sorry,
talk back
but to
to-
land those triple flips, you've got to be focused. You've got to be precise. And maybe that's all she knows.
Yes.
So maybe now that she's dancing, she can just learn to, loosen up a little bit because dancing is about being entertained in a different way. But they also have to realize where she came from. And yes, she is a gold medalist.
Have you seen floor routines, though? All of the...
Yes, but they smile after they land that flip. They're like, that's what they do.
Exactly. True.
How they do it, Tim?
I did.
I mean, whether I smile or not, I think it's the way. You always say this, Sam. It's not what you say.
It's the way you
it's
say
how
it.
you say it. So I think people might have been like, all right, well, dang, girl, none of us got gold medals, but we're just trying to help you out.
Well,
To
no,
make
but
sure-
I mean, come on, let's be real. It was like, we love Tom, but, it's this thing about men telling women to smile, and I think that had a little bit to do with it. Yeah, it did, Jeannie. It
Really?
did.
I didn't
Because if you can't, like you said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing. He is not the judge. He is the host. All he had to do was go,
I
good
think
job.
I know,
the
but
question
Lonnie,
was
sometimes-
why because she got a lot of really good compliments
Yes.
as well, why she wasn't happy with that. And it's because, honestly, you really do have to embody everything. And that was the most difficult part for me as well.
Maybe
Well,
she was
smile-
taking it in, focusing. Like if somebody's giving me direction, I'm probably not going to be like, I might just really be focusing and absorbing
No,
it. So I don't think there's anything
I
wrong
ended
with
up looking
not
like I was
smiling.
holding in a fart the whole time because I'm like...
Yeah.
like it's just really that's what happens, and you get nervous and everything. That's not the point. The point to me is that you there's a time and a place and a way to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
That's true.
And I don't think she did it appropriately, and that's coming
I
from
think
me,
she
who's
did.
a huge
I-
fan.